Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, peeps.
This is a midday hello
Midday hello.
from Randall and Diane
Happy
Breaux.
midday.
We are your local husband and wife team
Good
here
midday, my lady.
thank you, in Prescott. Happy to show you guys around, show you what our life is like here. We love it. And today we are here to talk about when to do it.
Yeah, so this is another game. So
Another game.
We did our staging games, and so I thought we'd do another game. This game is when should you do it?
Yeah.
So a lot of times we run into trouble in transactions when buyers try to do something at the wrong time.
Yes.
There's a place, there's a time for every purpose. And so that is never more true than when you're buying a house.
Yes.
So the first thing on our when to do game is views.
Views.
When do you decide whether the views of a home are appropriate or not? Like they'll make you happy. What views do you want? When do you decide that?
Well, you go look at the house,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's something you really fall in love with, I would recommend, hey, come at sunset too.
Yeah.
You want to see the sunset. You want to see the sunrise. You want to see where is the, am I east facing, west facing?
Mm-hmm.
What, those are all important things to think about.
Yes.
And if you're like, I'd like to really see how the evening sun is here,
Mm-hmm.
make another appointment.
Yes.
Go back in the evening. In particular, if you're an outdoor person, you spend a lot of time on your porch and that's your thing, you should feel it at all hours of the day.
Yes.
And see how expansive the view is. I don't know, is there traffic in the afternoon that all of a sudden your
Yes.
view is bumper to bumper traffic? You won't have that, but I'm
Yes.
just saying, something like that. What are your
Yes.
thoughts?
Well, in terms of deciding what kind of view you want, you should be able to do that before you put in a contract. You're looking at different homes, get an idea of the different kinds of views that are available, get an idea of the money it's going to cost you to upgrade to different views. There are some views that will drop $150,000 on a home.
Yep.
Boom. That's what you're going to pay.
So decide, are you okay with a peekaboo view?
A peekaboo view, like what it's, and do that in your mind before you decide, and before you put in a contract.
That's right.
You should kind of know what kind of view you can afford or want to afford, what kind of view you demand.
How important is it to you?
Yes.
Are you okay with a peekaboo? Are you okay with rooftops behind you?
Yes.
Some people, they see a mountain in the distance and then they're like, but I can't stand this houses below me. I don't want to see those rooftops.
Yes.
So things to think about.
Don't
what will bother
decide
you?
that after you've gone under contract and you're already past inspection.
Yep.
You should know what you want before you make an offer.
Absolutely.
In terms of looking at what it looks like in the evening versus the morning, if it looks like it's going to work, go ahead with the contract. Once it's under the contract, then you can do your due diligence on the view as part of the inspection period. Then you've taken the home off the market and you won't lose it while you're waiting for sunset.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Views.
That
was a good one.
Okay.
Okay, next up.
Solar lease.
Solar lease. So first off, solar leases are a pain in the butt. They are a pain in the butt. You got to know that. They are a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
So you should decide beforehand whether you're even going to do that or not.
Right.
Certain information should be given to you up front about the solar. A lot of agents don't, though. We will not be able to, if the information on the solar lease is not provided by the listing agent, we will not be able to get that information until we're under contract and the seller has called the solar company and told them that we're under contract.
And give them permission.
They will not talk to us.
They will not discuss the terms.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of owned solar. So if you own a home and you're thinking about listing it and you already have paid it off, that's great. That's easy peasy. It's an easy transfer. You give permission, you, the owner, give permission to the buyer to put it in their name. Simple, title handles it. It's beautiful.
Yes.
One thing to consider, if you have solar, consider paying it off. Most people do not want to assume your solar loan.
Yes.
They just don't.
Yes.
I think solar can be great. It's not really necessary here in Prescott, though. Our utilities are very reasonable. So keep that in mind. If you have a solar, maybe consider paying it off before you put it on the market.
Yes.
Because most people will walk away.
They will walk away.
They don't want to do it. They don't
Yeah.
want to take it on. If it's owned, they'll love it.
Yeah, if they're owned, then they'll love it. If you are the buyer, if a solar lease is a deal stopper for you, you can determine that before you even put in the contract.
That's right.
The reality is, though, if you're amenable to a lease, you just need to see the specific terms. You're probably not going to be able to do that until inspection period.
Correct. Yeah.
So don't try to do that, by the way.
You can't get
so
information.
we've had buyers that insist like they will not do a contract until they get all the terms of the lease.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the listing agent did not have that information available.
Right.
It took, a week to pull that information together, and we lost the house because someone else came and got it. So inspection period.
And if you are an owner and you do have a lease, provide all that right away to your listing agent.
Even if your agent doesn't ask for it,
provide it. Because people always want to know the terms. And they want to know some of it stays steady, the monthly payments, some increase over time.
And you should also make
considerations.
You should also make your utility bills available.
Yes.
Your electrical utility bills available.
Right.
So that people can see the impact it's had on the
utility. Okay. Next one.
All right, next up. Proof of funds, pre-qualification.
Always do this before you even come in. You come in, just do it.
Short answer. That's it.
Short answer. Yes. Because if you do see something and you want it, then we lose a day or two while you're getting that, handled. We have a local lender here who can spit it out in like 30 minutes. It's not hard to do, but it's also important for you to understand financially how much can you truly afford. You kind of think, I think I can do 800, and then you go get your pre-qual and you find out it's really 6. So there's no sense in wasting your time looking at homes in the 8s when you can only afford a 6.
Yeah.
So always get yourself pre-qual, get your ducks in a row.
Doesn't cost you anything.
No, any contract you have to write must have a pre-qual attached. It's not us. We don't make the rules. It's the state of Arizona. You have to prove as you're putting this contract in that you truly can afford to do this and you're in good financial standing. And if you're paying cash, you have to have proof of funds. So make sure you have all that ready, because if you see something you fall in love, you might lose it while we're trying to get these other things together.
I mean, we try to do some tricks to try to get it for you before you have all that in place. But there's only so many things we can do.
Only so much.
It's just so easy to come in.
That's a no-brainer.
You got the gun loaded. You're ready to shoot.
Get it going.
All right. Family ties.
Family ties. This is something we run across a lot. Always. We have a lot of people come in and say, I'm not going to tell my kids about this. Then they fall in love. They put an offer in. And then the kids are back home. How can you do this to us? How can you leave us? How can you leave your grandchildren? And then they break the contract. So just be honest and open with your children. We want to start a new chapter. We, need to preserve our funds. Explain to them why you're doing this. And then they can start to adjust to the idea of mom and dad moving on or moving away. It's very important.
Yeah.
Absolutely clear the deck with your family.
Client that came in, we worked with them over the course of 2 years. They came in 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, lovely.
We finally found a house for them.
And they were so happy.
Yeah, they were so happy.
Really happy and
excited. We went through the inspection. We were getting to the point where I think all of the repairs were going to be done. It's like the last day of inspection period. If we go any more, then they're going to lose their earnest money. And I get the call. I can't break up this family.
My kids put the guilt trip on me.
My kids because they hadn't said anything to the kids until
it was too
much. They were under the contract.
Yeah, it was a shock.
And
so
so the sellers had to take their home off the market. We had all these buyer trips and everything. This was going to be a non-starter from the beginning. And it was never going to go any other place. So obviously that wastes our time and our effort, but also the family. I mean, you're coming in, you're looking around, you're getting excited. It's not going to happen.
Yep.
Family
so
ties
have frank discussions. Have frank discussions.
Yep.
And be very transparent to your family, to your children. Let everybody know, because you might fall in love here, and then You got to go back home.
Now, we meet a lot of people that their children will never have that kind of say so about where they go, and that's very clear to them. You may be in that situation, but if you're not, if you're like this other couple, and the kids will have a lot to say about it, don't keep it a secret. Don't wait until the end.
Yep.
Do it up front.
Okay.
Okay, that was a good one.
Half bath.
So this the home either does or does not have a half bath off of the main room. So when is the best time to figure out what you want and whether the home has it or not?
Well, before you go on the home tour.
Yeah.
It's a must-have.
Yeah.
You need to say that, communicate that quite clearly to your agent.
Yes.
This is a must-have.
Yes.
Some people can overlook it. Some people have got to have it. Anything, whether it's a half bath, anything in the home that's super, super important to you, just say it's a deal breaker for me if A, B, and C are not there.
Yeah,
let us know before. We don't want to show you 5 or 6 homes and none of them have a half bath.
None of them have a half bath, and then you decide into the inspection period. Suddenly, you absolutely have thought about it, and now I absolutely have to have a half.
That's right.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
So sit down and make a list of everything that is so important to you.
It's very easy to determine whether our home has a half bath or not. What we can't do is tell you whether you want one or not. And the time to decide whether you have to have that or not is really before you start looking at houses.
We can't create one for you.
Yeah, because I can't poop you a half bath. I can't do that. We can put a porta potty in the front. It either has it or it doesn't. Decide that up front.
So that's it. So
for everything there is a purpose. There is a time for every purpose. What is that?
I don't know. That's a song.
Ecclesiastes.
I don't know. And a Bible thing.
A Bible thing. Yeah. Ecclesiastes.
Okay. So that's our little tips for the day as you're thinking about buying or selling.
You like the game thing?
Yeah.
We'll do some more games.
Okay. All right. That's all. We hope to hear from you soon. Give us a call. We're here to help you on the next steps. Bye.